Hey guys, it's James. If you are trying to clarify your purpose and you are stuck in life and you're just confused on like, where do I go? What am I supposed to do? What's the next step? Then this video is for you. Now, too often with purpose, this word purpose, it's like this thing that just eats at you. You're just confused, and again, it's like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'm just not sure what. And I'm not sure when, and I'm not sure how, and I'm kind of not sure why. So maybe you are going, I feel like I need to get a new job, or I feel like I need to be going to the next level in my life, or maybe you have some success and in the financial area. Maybe things are going great in the family. Maybe you have a great career or great profession, but you're still going, what's next? God, what am I supposed to be doing next? So if you are banging your head against the wall, trying to figure out what to do, where to go, then again, it's really the main issue is going, what am I supposed to do? That is the first problem. That's what we don't want to do, is ask, what do I do? No, don't do that, because that's actually the wrong question. The wrong question is asking, what am I supposed to do? The right question, to get clarity on your purpose, to get clarity on what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go, when you're supposed to do it, and how and why and all that jazz. The real question, the right question, is not what am I supposed to do, but it's who has God called me to be? Who has God called me to be? That's the question you should ask yourself. Now, because of that, then you'll get clarity on what to do, because it's really shaped in the identity. So if your identity is latched on to what you do, then you may get bored with what you are doing, or you may again feel lost with what you are doing. And because your identity is attached to that, you will start to feel lost. You will start to feel bored. You will start to feel unsettled because your identity is attached to what you do. Now, if your identity is attached on who God's called you to be, then it goes to who has God called you to be in your marriage? Who has God called you to be with as a parent, as a child of God, as a person of integrity or honor, or whatever the case is? If you want to be generous, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be someone worth following, or whatever the case is, you have to start answering the question of who has God called me to be? And then after that, think about the gifts that God has given you. Think about the skills and the gifts that you have. And then you start to think of who has God called me to be? What skills and gifts has He given me? And then how can I use those? What do I do with those skills and gifts that God has given me? Now, sure, you may not be able to do all of those at your current place of employment. Maybe your job, you're only maybe allowed to even use one of them, right? Or maybe none of them. I don't know. But just because you're at a job does not mean you can't, you're not able to use those gifts elsewhere. You still are. You could still use those gifts, whether you're volunteering, or whether you want to start a side hustle, or you want to start a business, or you want to just start an initiative, or be a part of a charity, or whatever the case is. Just serve in some capacity, or start a group with a few people just for fun to train them, or whatever the case is, whatever your gift is. If it's teaching, then teach. If it's art, then create. If it's building things, then build things for people. Like, what if it's language? If it's just being healthy, then help people. Like, teach somebody, help people. Do use the gifts that God's called you, that God's given you. So when you get clarity on who God has called you to be, again, let me just be clear, that's a disciple. Right? God has called you to serve others, right? Jesus came to serve and not be served. So the more that you remember that you are called to serve others, so are you serving others? Are you leading others? Are you helping others? Are you using the gifts that you have for the benefit of others? And that, again, that could be through compensation of getting paid. That's fine. Or it could be free. I mean, it's whatever the case is. It's not my, it's your life. I'm just saying, who has God called you to be? Use the gifts that he's given you. Then you can start, again, focusing on what you are supposed to do. When you do that, when you do it in that order, your identity in God, who he's called you to be, the gifts that he's given you, and then go use those, go do those things, use those things, then you are going to get clear on your purpose. Because remember, when you do that, your purpose is not latched on what you do. Your purpose is attached to your identity, which is in Christ. When your identity is attached in Christ, then no matter what you do, it's not no matter what you do, but your purpose isn't attached to what you do. Your purpose fuels what you do. So make sure that you know your identity is in Christ, recognize those gifts that he's given you, and then go utilize them. That is how you clarify your purpose. And if you have clarified your purpose, or if you just have some questions, or maybe you know your purpose, then just type in the comments. I'd love to see them. Other than that, get clear on your purpose, and just remember, you are one slant away from changing your life.